giofvcks here, and it's late. Um, I did not plan this, but I'm just wanted to go live quickly to discuss the Omicron, and I may be pronouncing it incorrectly, the Omicron variant and how it is spreading like wildfire, which is also really a sad terminology and phrase to use considering the wildfires that are taking place in Colorado. And of course, the ongoing issues in California, and then them also being hit with a snowstorm. A lot of things are happening, and everyone's sitting back. Some people think it's fake. Some people think it's conspiracy theories. Some people think that it's not really that big of a deal. But you've got all this wild, turbulent weather. We've got tornadoes killing people in December. Okay, you got 70 and 80-degree weather temperatures in areas, and then you turn around in other areas, it's literally 13 feet of snow in Northern California. The backdrop of LA, Los Angeles, you see Los Angeles, and then you see the backdrop, and it's like snow. It's wild, right? And then we have the ongoing COVID-19 global pandemic, and people are just like, again, everyone has mixed feelings when it comes to it, different perspectives. But I just wanted to share some information. Information will be in the description box below. Once I edit, and repost it, the links will be in the description box below. But I just want to touch bases on this and talk about the Omicron variant. Now, this is crazy, because once again, cases in my county, we've had over 953 cases, and this is within 2 days. Okay, we've had 19 deaths, and you got to look at our, how this is breaking our, our healthcare systems down, okay? Because a lot of us live in small communities. A lot of us live in rural communities, inner city, urban areas, what have you. And we already were tight for resources before the global pandemic, and we're getting tighter and tighter with resources. We're already, the past 2 years, literally destroying the healthcare system. And when I say the healthcare system, I'm talking about the entire system. Not, just you have the nurses, the certified nursing assistants, the CNAs, the medical assistants, the janitorial, environmental services, the people that are cleaning and prepping, the surgical techs, to the doctors, to everybody, the respiratory therapists, the greeters, the security, everybody. You're destroying the system. We got these small areas, and then on top of that, what's going on with our government, right? Like our federal government, it's just so much. So I just want to say some things about the Omicron variant, and then also I also want to talk a little bit about what's going on too, but I just wanted to get on here, okay? The highly transmissible Omicron variant of COVID-19 spreads across the country, and children are impacted too. Got to keep in mind, the only people that are eligible for the vaccine are 5 and up. Got to be at least 5 years old, okay? And so anyone that's like under the age of 5, and certain people who have different health conditions, different physical and disabilities and health conditions, are unable to get the vaccine. So you got a lot of people that are at risk, that are unable to even get the vaccine, right? Hey Alan, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in this late night. Thank you to anyone who's tuning in and whoever supports. I appreciate it. But what's going on, Alan? But so, and then they're gearing up, right? Because technically we're on winter break in many cases in the USA. So the children are at home, yet they're gearing up to go back to in-person education, in-person school. And they're still having all of these games, you know, all the sporting events and the bowl games. You know, there's a lot of things happening. And I'm doing good. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's Eve. Happy New Year's to you. And happy Kwanzaa. Thank you. Today is day 5. Nia for purpose. Thank you. Happy holidays. Happy Kwanzaa. And happy New Year's to you as well. And New Year's Eve. And I hope you are safe and sound and your family is safe. But gearing up to go back to school, knowing that Omicron variant is airborne, okay? And we knew it was airborne prior because of what was going on, but it's extremely airborne to the point where, you know, our masks have to be upgraded. We can't do cloth masks. We can't even do surgical masks anymore. We all need to be considering purchasing and buying and wearing N95 masks and KN95 masks. I literally got an N95 mask, dropped it off to my grandmother so she would have one. Shout out to my friend Gage. I really appreciate that, Gage. Thank you. And I'm looking to get more. Now, I'm personally, you know, if you've seen my TikTok or my short videos or my Instagram, I'm personally vaccinated. I got the Moderna, I got my 2 shots, and then I got my booster and my flu shot in October 24th. And I still wear my mask. Like, I never stopped, you know, and then my mother and grandmother, they're fully vaccinated. My mom is Moderna, my grandmother's Pfizer, and they're both got their boosters. And guess what? We wear our mask. It's wild out here. And let me see. Hey, what's going on, Queen of the South? What's up? What's up? Thanks to everyone that's in. I know this is super late, but what's up? And then what's good? I'm on my way to Jersey for New Year's. Okay. Have a good time and be safe. Have a good time and be safe. And Happy New Year's. And then Alan, as a science major who is currently pursuing a degree in clinical microbiology. Wow. That's major. It is disturbing and disappointing how the CDC don't care and how the past 2 administrations treated this pandemic. What's going on, ranked shooter? And yes, Alan, I totally agree. It really is, it's disgusting. You know, you've got the Center for Disease Control. Literally, they've been dropping misinformation and aiding and abetting in the distrust and the confusion for 2 years. I absolutely agree, and I think it is honorable and amazing that you're a science major and you're going into your field and you're furthering your education, and we need you. We need you badly. So congratulations, and continue to do you, and sending you best wishes, and continue to educate us as well, inform us. We appreciate it. I appreciate it. Rank shooter, Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's, and I hope you have a safe Happy New Year's. People feel like because they vaccinated, they don't have to. Exactly, Queen of the South. Exactly. And my thing is, even when I got vaccinated, I knew I'm still wearing my mask. I do not care. And that's what I'm talking about. And then what's happening is, another reason why, in my opinion, it's spreading like wildfire is because you have a lot of people that are vaccinated, have their boosters, and they're walking around asymptomatic. So they're not feeling anything, even though they still have it. They just don't feel it because of the vaccine, which, okay, that's amazing, but you need to wear your mask because you're spreading it to other people. And you don't know if they can withhold that. You don't know if they're vaccinated or not. You don't know what type of health conditions they have or not. So you, in my opinion, you should wear your mask. You know, And that's what I do. Wash your hands as frequently as possible. If you can stay indoors, social distance. You know, be mindful, be conscientious. That's what I personally have been doing, and that's what I want and hope other people would consider doing. Let me get back to these comments, man. Queen of the South, I appreciate that because it's the truth. And how do I get back to the comments? Okay, I'm sorry. I heard now they're training people on what to do again. That's wild. It's wild. It's cray out here. Forever K and folks are still going out for New Year. Yeah, and that's the thing. There are a lot of people that are still going to go out for New Year's. In New York City, they're still going to have the big you know how they do in Times Square, and they did reduce the size, and they're like, yeah, it's only going to be 15,000 people. Oh, and everyone has to be vaccinated. Hello, vaccinated people can still catch COVID. The main big difference is that, one, we tend to be asymptomatic, hence why a lot of us don't even know that we potentially have it. Two, we are less likely to be in the hospital being intubated and put on ventilators. That still doesn't mean you should be out here, in my opinion, all willy-nilly with no mask, not getting tested, not being mindful of others. That's just my opinion and what I'm living through. I wear my mask, you feel me? But then at the same time, I look at other perspectives and I get why people want to go out and do them, because again, in a certain perspective, you got people that they followed all the rules, right? They're vaccinated, they're boosted, they're wearing their mask. They don't get why they should have to be punished because everybody else did it. And that's how some people really feel. And then you got other people out here that literally, they think this is fake. This is, a conspiracy. This isn't real. So it's like you have so many different perspectives, so much misinformation, and just the federal government down to the state government, down to the local governments, up and down, top and up, bottom and up, all over the place, have failed us, in my opinion. Some have done better than others with the little to no resources and support. Here, I'm in Michigan, right? And then in Michigan, our governor was literally, they tried to kidnap her because she was trying to get things in order to protect people in the state of Michigan. Right? I mean, it was wild. And then, her rights and her rights and power as a governor has been stripped by our state legislators. So it's so much going on, and it's just like, and then our federal government under Biden and Harris, under Vice President President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris, it's just so much going on, and I'm just like, are you kidding me? It's ridiculous. Forever K, or I'm gonna try to go down. Shannon Mustafa. I ain't going nowhere. I caught it from a vaccinated friend who tested negative before we met up to do an outdoor hike. This Omicron ain't playing, y'all. Is that, once again, a lot of people are vaccinated, they're asymptomatic, they don't feel it, or they get like a sore throat, and then like 2-3 days later, they're fine, because that's right, because they're vaccinated, but they're not wearing a mask, and they just out and about getting other people sick. And ain't nobody paying it. It's just like everybody is in la la land, and it's cray. It's cray. It's absolutely cray. I feel so sorry. And again, sending you love, sending you positive energy. Drink plenty of fluids, water, tea, green tea, herbal tea, chicken broth, bone broth, cabbage, lentils, soup, stuff like that. And then just sleep, rest. Quarantine for at least, I still think people should be quarantined for 14 days personally. But if you can push it to 10 days, please do. Going back to what Alan Lewis said, I personally do not support the CDC's recommendation when they say people can be out here 5 days after, you know, if they're asymptomatic for 5 days. Because as we are seeing, you have asymptomatic people who are still passing on the damn virus. It's wild to me. Information will be in the description box below once this has been edited and posted on to YouTube. And again, if you want to share your links and information, please feel free to do so. It is major. And then Forever K, mental health for the past 2 years have skyrocketed, and this administration is clueless. We need help. We need funding for the community and open panels on how this affects mental health. I totally agree. You know, people are depressed, people are stressed out, people have lost family members, friends, colleagues, communities, you know, back-to-back funerals, back-to-back deaths. You know, people are going without food and shelter. People are struggling to pay bills and make ends meet. So much is going on, and I agree. You know, this is a public health crisis, and this is also a mental health crisis. This is a financial crisis. You know, this is an economic crisis. There's so much going on. I totally agree, Forever K. Queen of the South, hey y'all, sorry chat, wasn't ignoring it. Oh, you're good, you're good. And then Alan, I have a feeling we will be going into lockdown again in 2022, just like 2020, because Omicron is wreaking havoc. You know what gets me is I worry, right, Alan, because I almost feel like with this current administration under Biden, are we going to get a federal lockdown? Because according to him, it's up to the state. This is a state level issue. So unless your state is willing to do a lockdown, and again, we are seeing how the politics, whether it's at a local level, state level, or federal level, or global, it's all over the place. These people don't want to work together. They don't want to work for the, in my opinion, they don't want to work together. They don't want to work for the common good. They don't want to work for the community. They don't want to work for the people, in my opinion. They just seem to only care about money, money, money. Money. Some people got to have it. That's all they seem to care about. I mean, literally, you got the Delta CEO and the lobbyists of the airline industry. Now keep in mind, y'all, our tax dollars bailed the airline industry out last year in 2020. Again, why are we able to bail the corporations and the wealthy and the top 1%? We're always able to, you know, we do all the labor, we work, we build, we create, we give our time and energy, we give our labor, we get paid pennies on the dollar. You know, they keep us, with the low wages and stagnant wages, keep everybody destitute, living check to check, impoverished, you know, suffering. Then we have to pay taxes, numerous, multiple, triple, quadruple times, and yet we never get the benefit from our tax dollars. But yet, those same tax dollars that we are all working and giving and contributing to, we can bail out the airline industry, who then turns around a year later, okay, and basically has their lobbyists come and tell the politicians that, keep in mind, we supposedly elect to represent us and our best interest and well-being, but the airline industry has their lobbyists come over to the elected officials, the politicians, and give them money and you need to do this. This is what we want you to do. Instead of 10 days, now remember, in 2020, it was 14-day quarantine. Then it got switched to 10 days. Now it's 5 days. CDC, because of airline industry and corporations, you know, the employers, y'all got to get to work, even if you're sick, even if people are dying, even if your family is dying, even if you don't have shelter, even if you are sick, you got to get to work. It's wild out here. It's wild. Rent high, exactly. I'm trying to get to some of these. Queen of the South, tax season coming up with the narcissist Hoover during the test. You know what? I'm gonna do more videos discussing that because, child, I was in a situation, y'all. And I do recognize it's also me. I'm taking full accountability, but a video will be coming. You are absolutely right. 'Tis the season for the users and the manipulators and the narcissists. People looking for meal tickets and sugar daddies and sugar mamas. And granted, if you want to be a sugar daddy, a sugar mama, a meal ticket, then by all means, you go and do that. But if you are not interested in being used and manipulated, then you have every right not to want to entertain these types. And you are absolutely right. 'Tis the season. Okay. Narcissistic abuse, exactly. Black Butterfly. Good evening, everyone. What's going on? Thank you for tuning in. Queen of the South, rent is sky high. Everything is sky high. Rent, they want people to make 3 times the rent, yet federal minimum wage is $7.25 an hour, and it's been $7.25 an hour since 2009. Yet they want you to make 3 times the rent. And in many places across the country, rent is $1,000 and up a month. You're lucky if you can find something that's $800, $700. And then in many cases, when it is that cheap, it tends to not be of quality. So it's like, really? And again, if your rent is $1,000 a month and you need to earn 3 times that, you feel me? You know what I mean? You need to be making $3,000 to $4,000 a month take home in order for you to be eligible to even submit an application to rent that place. How you gonna do that when you only make $7.25 an hour? Because that's the federal minimum wage. Now, mind you, state level, this is where Biden does have a point. State level, individual states have increased their minimum wage, but here's the problem. This is where the hypocrisy of what Biden said comes in. They don't feel like they got to increase it that much over because they're looking at it like, well, if the federal government only wants it to be $7.25 an hour, if we pay you guys $9, we're doing amazing. And that's why we need the federal government to at least consider raising it to $15 an hour or more. Obviously, in my opinion, it should be a living wage. In my opinion, it should be $25 an hour. And those who have, have more work experience, have degrees, certifications, more skills and trades, should be compensated fairly and should be paid more. But at the very beginning, it should be $25 an hour, in my opinion, because nobody should be working a job and having to live check to check, going without food, homeless, suffering. It's ridiculous, in my opinion. The sad part about the pandemic is the rich got rich during the whole pandemic. Meanwhile, people were getting evicted. Inflation went up, food prices went up, and people lost jobs and continue to lose jobs. And people are resigning from a lot of these trashy jobs as well. And you were absolutely right. I mean, seriously. People done made billions. Billions. Not just millions, y'all. We got people that's about to be trillionaires. Trillionaires. It's crazy. It's crazy. Forever K. $1,500 for a 1-bedroom. It's insane. It's mind-boggling. And mind you, this is rent. Don't nobody own these. So you're literally giving money away. Like, you're not building equity. You're not building wealth. You don't have ownership. Don't get me wrong. Everybody's not going to be a home buyer. Everyone's doesn't want to own. That's totally fine. And at the same time, these property management companies and these landlords should not be sitting up here taking advantage. Okay? Because really, your rent should only be 30%. It's recommended and suggested that it should only be 30% of your income. Yet, people got to pay $1,500 for a 1-bedroom, for an apartment, but they're renting, or a house, or whatever, a townhouse, a condo, it don't matter. That's cray-cray. $1,600 for 2 bedrooms. It's wild. Again, when I was living in Canton, me and my roommate and I, it was $12.38 a month in 2020. If we would have renewed it, it would have went to $13.79 a month for the same place, but they went up, and it's it's ridiculous. Within a year, it just shot up that quick. Like, oh Lord, who can afford that? Who can afford that? Tokyog, and they don't want to help, but got all the money. Exactly. I agree. And your rent $1,500, your salary $30,000 a year. It's absurd out here. Will you preach? Because again, all of our wages are low and stagnant. Our salaries low and stagnant. They sitting up here introducing salaries and wages that would have been dope 10 years ago, but they still got the same damn salaries and wages from 10 years ago. Talking about, like I said, the federal minimum wage is $7.25 an hour. So when I got my first job at 16 in 2009, I'm almost 30. In 2009, I was making $7.40. So Michigan went up by 15 cents over that. You feel me? I was making $7.40 in 2009, y'all. And that's still the... And since then, Michigan will be, I think, at $9.57 come this January, literally in a day, next year. Yeah, you're supposed to be paying $1,500 to stay in an apartment or a house, or really? Oh, and by the way, food costing an arm, a leg, a torso. Gas is just slightly starting to go down. Where I'm at is $2.87 a gallon. Where a month ago, it was like $3 something, almost $4. Now, mind you, if I drive closer into town, it's $3.09. And it's like it's a 23 cent difference, just that quick. And it's just like, wow, it's wild out here. When we gonna get student loans forgiveness? What happened to the reparations and the George Floyd bill? Again, it's like we have to stay on these elected officials' asses, like white on rice. Like, you really have to be up on it, because they don't give a damn. It's like they lose sight of everything that they said that they were going to work on and do. And it's like, in my opinion, to a huge extent, it's blatant lying. It's manipulation. You literally sit up here, you lie, and you tell people bullshit, knowing good and well, the minute y'all get in office, all of a sudden, this can't happen. Well, we got to wait till the next election when we need to get more people. And don't get me wrong, it really is a game of chess. But it's like, damn, our lives are not a game. You feel me? So it's like, ooh, it's frustrating. I agree. It's wild. Hey, Lacquer Black. Hey, what's going on? I know. I just happen to be, normally I'm literally asleep or getting ready to go to bed at this time because I go to work, but we have tomorrow off. So it's like, whoa, okay. What's going on? I'm glad that you tuned in. What's going on? And Lacquer Black, damn shame. Texas minimum wage is still $7.25 an hour. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And that's what I'm talking about. It's like, who the hell is supposed to be able to afford a place to stay, get food, get gas, then you got to worry about getting masks, because they want you to pay for your own mask. You got to pay for your own COVID test. You feel me? Do you have health insurance? Do you have... A lot of these low-wage jobs, these service economy jobs, don't offer health insurance coverage. They want to have everybody at part-time so they can manipulate providing healthcare insurance. And then even if you are blessed, privileged, lucky, and don't get me wrong, it's the blessing, it's the privilege to have health insurance, but that's just it. It should be a basic human right, in my opinion. Everybody should have access to quality, affordable, accessible, and inclusive health insurance coverage, not only for your physical, but for your mental. And when we talk about physical, I also don't understand why our dental and vision are always separate. Like, what is that shit? It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I don't understand. It's wild. And have y'all noticed the food quality is declining? You ain't lying. The food look like shit, tastes like everything tastes like plastic. And everything is, and that's another thing. And, you know, TMI, too much information, trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. Umar Johnson style. Trigger warning. You feel me? We're going to talk about, you know, stomach issues, bathroom issues. You feel me? Another thing, trigger warning, right, that I've noticed every time, whenever I do decide to go out to, like, to get food from outside that I'm not personally cooking or preparing, it's instant diarrhea. So that right there lets you know off rip. Now, granted, I have Graves' disease. It's an autoimmune disease. I've got IBS. I got a lot going on. I have here. But I just noticed, like, you can't eat out. You got to try to reduce that as much as possible. Cook at home. If you can cook at home, cook at home. But then again, everybody can't do that. Because who can afford groceries? Do you have a home? Do you have access to a stove or an air fryer or a little burner? Like, do you have access to these things? These are privileges because we live in this. It's insane. Okay. Hey, thank you, and it's good that you're able to tune in and add your perspective and be a part of the live. I appreciate it. Olympia Horton, oh my God, is anyone being safe anymore? Exactly. And then and it's wild. I feel you, Olympia, because it's like, damn, does anybody care anymore? You know? And then at the same time, it's like people are tired. And I really think, in my opinion, just looking at what's happening, history repeats itself. And then at the same time, they've never lived in anything like this. Many of us have never lived in anything like this. And this looked like the end. You know? In my opinion, it looked like the end. Or at least, like my homie Mark said the other day, at least like the end of the world that we know it as. It's just wild. And then my thing is how the president said all of this, President Biden, you know, oh, well, it's up to the state. This is state level for them to fix what's going on with COVID. And then chucked up the deuces and essentially was like, I'm going on vacation. I'll see you later. And then my thing is Republicans and Democrats, they sitting up. Meanwhile, people are dying. People are suffering. People are going without. Don't nobody want to see you tweet about shit. We want action. People are suffering. This is ridiculous. Damn. Oxtail, $15 a pound. And again, this is another reason why, and I know this is going to sound stupid to some people and ridiculous, but this is one of the reasons why I low-key hate when things go viral. Because when things go viral, all of a sudden, everybody want oxtails because they done seen it on social media. And then the demand for it goes up. So then here comes the price gouging. Now it's $15 a pound when it didn't used to be like that when everybody wasn't eating oxtails. I'm just saying. It's just like the PS5. You got people charging people $1,500 for a game system that's only $399 to $499. But people are paying $1,500 because they price gouging. Just like right now with the COVID-19 test, whether you're getting a rapid test, people are being charged $70. $70 per rapid test when those should be free. Same thing with the N95 and the KN95 mask, the price gouging. And again, what does this government do? It allows it. Ain't protecting nobody from shit. But yet, give me your money. Taxes, taxes. Give me your money, give me your money, give me your money. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. All right. GMO, Tokyog. GMOs are being used so much and it can cause cancers and reproductive problems, but they don't want to talk about that. Exactly. Preach, Tokyog or Tokyog. You're telling it like it is. When you look at other countries, they ban GMOs. We sitting up here in America, in the USA, eating science projects. And then another thing is everything is so cheap. Like, don't get me wrong. Prices have gone up. I'm not saying that. But if you notice, and I'm guilty, but if you notice, we'll eat stuff like this. You know, this is chimichanga. This chimichanga 20 years ago, when I was a kid, I was in 4th grade. I used to eat these, put them in the microwave, be like, ooh, little hot sauce. Were way more, was actually real food 20 years ago. Today, this is processed, this is GMO, and I'm gonna be in the bathroom. But I chose to eat it. That's my mistake, and I own up to it. But you're right. That mess. I do my best though, even though I'm eating this right now. I do try to do water, organic, low sodium, non-GMO. I try, but I also notice it's costly. When you're doing, because I'll get like gluten-free stuff. I'll try to do it, but I notice I'm being charged extra for getting it. And granted, when I eat it, I don't have nearly the amount of stomach issues and bathroom issues, and just I'm not in a whole bunch of pain as much, and it's easier to digest. But for me to be buying that, when I have other family members that I help and support and look out for, it's not affordable. You can't be doing that all the time. So, and then too, like, not only is it not affordable, but it's smaller quantity than the regular stuff. Like, we got the gluten-free pancake mix, but it's literally half the size of the regular pancake mix, but it's like double, triple the price. So it's like, what the hell? But it is a healthier option. But again, why are we being priced out of healthier options? Shouldn't everyone have the option? It's wild. Lacquer, exactly. Oxtails used to be a delicacy. Like I said, it used to be something that was made once or twice a year. Now everybody has to be on, TikTok and YouTube doing mukbangs with oxtail, and now everybody got to have it. Like I said, just like chitlins. Chitlins used to be a delicacy once or twice a year. I would crack up. Ooh, everybody be mad as hell if chitlins went viral on TikTok. Ooh. Look, black eyed peas go viral on TikTok because of New Year's Eve. Y'all better stop sitting up sharing everything. Because the minute something go viral, prices go up. Now your name black eyed peas is going to be $20 a bag. Cabbage. All of that stuff that we eat during New Year's. Be careful, y'all. Oh, man. Well, some of us eat. Okay, I'm going to try to get to all of these comments. Hey, what's going on, Mr. Westernizer? Yes, I can look. Yes, y'all. Listen. This is not good for me. I know it's not good for me. Okay? But I do not do this every day. But I just realized, like, gang, a tall boy, sometimes it hit. What's going on, Mr. Westernizer? What's going on? It's good to see everybody. Geneva Jackson. The government released this, not God. You listen. And then Shannon, food is real whack right now. I do my best to keep garlic cloves, raw honey, and ginger on rotation to keep my health up. I respect that. Raw honey, garlic cloves, elderberry, black sea moss, vitamin C, zinc, vitamin D, water, tea. I feel you. Excuse me, I feel you. And again, I hope you feel better and you rest. Please rest. Fruit's expensive too. Exactly. Like I said, your apples, your peaches, your plums, whatever is in season, right? Because I know that's another thing. What's in season, and then keep in mind, people, and this is another thing. People always want to talk trash about immigrants and migrant workers, but keep in mind, a lot of the migrant workers are why we have the fruits and the veggies. And in my opinion, they deserve to be paid better living wages, and they deserve to have a pathway to citizenship, in my opinion. Again, a lot of the food that's coming to our tables, I'm just being real, it's the so-called migrant worker, it's the immigrant, it's the y'all, and trigger warning, I don't condone this terminology, but it's the illegal alien. They're the reasons why we got the fruit. And in my opinion, they deserve to be paid living wages, health insurance, and be supported, in my opinion. Because again, I'm not going out here and picking these oranges and picking bananas and fruits and other things. So I'm thankful to those people that make sure that we have that. And I don't understand why we want to pay people poverty pay and wouldn't want them to be able to provide for themselves and for their families when they're providing for us. But that's just my opinion, right? That's just my perspective, my opinion. But yeah, fruit, expensive. I mean, it's out of control. Everything has gone up. Housing, rent, food, gas, utility bills, and then depending on where you located, it's wintertime. The dang energy, the utilities be going up when people using gas, and once again, they price gouging. They don't give a damn, and they trying to, the Congress, Senate, everything going on right now. Many people are on the verge of losing the child tax credit that's been helping millions of families, helping so many people. But they want to take that away too. And mind you, that's your tax dollars. Shouldn't your tax dollars benefit you? You paying all these taxes and they don't want you to be able to feed your children. They don't want you to be able to feed your children with your tax dollars. It's a problem here. Queen of the South. Yep, I saw mangoes for $2 when they would normally be 98 cents. Jaws, Desiree, what's going on? Or Desire, hey. Seafood boil. Facts, what's going on, y'all? And people are getting crawfish off season. It's all non-natural. Exactly. Lacquer, black, facts. It's not natural. It shouldn't be taking place. And what ends up happening, many of us already are aware, but just in case you don't know, what ends up happening, you disrupt the ecosystem. You're messing up the fish. You're messing up the bodies of water that the fish are in and the reproductive cycle. Now you're not going to have no crawfish. You're not going to have no certain fish ain't going to be here. Just like now, people are doing a lot of winter fishing where I'm from. And I love fishing. My papa and me, we used to just, rest in peace, Papa. We used to do this a lot, right? But people right now are doing winter fishing. And we used to do ours, you feel me, and do some ice fishing and be out and about. And I know that might seem strange to people, but yes, people of color also do things like this too. Black people, etc., do things like this too. But anyways, people are out getting salmon and trout and perch and it's like, wait a minute, y'all. And then I noticed in our state, they're allowing, they'll have free fishing days where there's you don't need a license. And then they'll randomly be oh, well, you can take more than the normal rate of fish sometimes. And it's just and you already got people that don't follow the rules anyways. They don't follow the guidelines. They don't adhere to it. So it's just so much. It's y'all, we're messing up Earth. We're messing up, Earth, our ecosystem, our environment. We're messing up each other. We're messing up the animals. We're messing up the world. It's just ridiculous. Pollution. We destroying shit, and people just seem not to care. And again, information will be in the description box below. And as always, recommended. Please take the time to do your own research, critically think and research. And if you would like to share information and your perspectives, please feel free to do so. Share, drop links and information, articles, videos, what have you. Suggestions, recommendations. Let's all, learn from each other and spread information. Oh my goodness. What's going on? The Kimmy. Even fast food used to actually be decent, right? I'm telling you, I have went to McDonald's and child, instant. It's to the point, again, trigger warning. We talking about bathroom issues, stomach issues. It's to the point where I can eat something and then within 20 to 30 minutes, it's probably going to be either coming out of the mouth or coming out of the back or both. It's horrible. And that's why I'm like, who wants to eat this? You feel me? So I try to eat either once a day or I'll skip a day. So like I'll go 24, 48. I try not to go over 48 because then it's like migraines, headaches, weak, and then it's like, it's a lot. So, but to try to limit it so I don't have as many stomach issues. You are not lying. Like the food is not, it's a lot going on. Mr. Westernizer, yes, ginger, ginseng tea. Yes, and shout out to Mr. Westernizer. Check out Mr. Westernizer's YouTube channel, y'all. And I see you. I see you expanding your palate and eating different things and making your smoothies and your juice elixirs and keeping it health with the fruits and the veggies. Like, go on, Mr. Westernizer. And you're motivating me, like, for real. Again, check out Mr. Westernizer. Spent $30 on a bag of apples. I was like, what? Y'all, it's cray-cray out here. It's $30 on apples. It's cray-cray out here. It's cray. It's absolutely crazy. $9 on Doritos. You feel me? It's insane. And then, like, when you go and get a bell pepper, the sizes, they're warped and mocked looking and just like, what is this? But yet they're charging. And then my thing is this. That's how you know inflation done got cray-cray. When the generic brand used to be significantly different price between the name brand, child, it's like a 10-20 cent difference sometimes. And it's like, well, then what's the point? Like, what is really going on? But I'm still trying to save that 10 cents, so. But still, like, come on. It's wild. And I'm glad that you all are recognizing it and seeing it too. And I really hope that we all try to share this with other people. Share your information. Let other people know, like, damn, you paid $30 for some apples too? Ain't this some crazy shit? Okay. Talk to somebody else and let them know that you also paid a lot of money for that. Oh my God. We need to talk about this. This is not right. Who can afford this? That's my thing. If somebody is making minimum wage right now, and depending on your state, it's different. But say somebody making $7.40 an hour. They gotta work 3 to 4 hours to afford a bag of apples. And that's before taxes. After taxes, you feel me? Because mind you, we all work hourly or for an hourly wage or a salary. And we still all gotta pay taxes even after we work. So we don't even get to see our money first. Our shit gets deducted. Most of us is getting 20 to 25% of our income deducted every pay period. So it's wild. You're not even getting all your money. So you gotta work 3 to 4 hours before taxes at $7.40 an hour in order for you to afford a bag of apples. Now just think if you need to get gas. Or you need that COVID rapid test that they want $70 for. Because you don't have health insurance. How are you supposed to do all of these things? Or, you know, rent is $1,500 a month and they want you to make 3 times the rent, but you only make $7.40 an hour. How are you supposed to do this? There's problems here. You feel me? Problems. Alan Lewis, at this point, we are headed towards a Great Depression because economically we are in a horrible place. Honestly, man, or let me not say that. Honestly, I agree, Alan. I agree because, in my opinion, we've just been in one recession after the next. Remember the Great Recession of 2008, and they tried to play it off like during Obama and Biden's presidency, 2008, 2012, or 2008 to 2016. My mistake. 2008 to 2016, they was in 2 terms. Each term is 4 years, and they were in there for 8 years in total. They made it seem, they tried to make it seem like we had got out of the recession, but really, when you look at things on a local to state level, a lot of us never saw upward mobility at all. We didn't see decent paying jobs. We didn't see, you know, things improve financially for people. We didn't see material conditions improve for everyday people on Main Street. But we did see wealthy people get wealthier. We saw rich get richer, you know, and it's just been one depression after the next. So with that, we talking about the Great Recession of 2008. Shit, we ended right back up in that. And technically in 2000, at the end of 2019, going into 2020. By the time 2020 came in March, they had already announced that we were in a recession. And that was still at the time when President Donald Trump and Vice President Mike Pence was in office. And now it's continuing under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. And then what pisses me off is it doesn't matter which political party is really in office because they'll always sit up and manipulate numbers. Now you got them talking about now, oh, well, under Biden and Harris administration, we've seen job growth and blah, blah. These are the jobs that shut down in 2020 because of COVID. And these are the same jobs that need to shut down in 2022 because of COVID. These aren't new jobs. And then the jobs that are coming back are low wage, stagnant service economy jobs where they want to pay you minimum wage or a little above minimum wage, offer you little to no benefits, and then also have you risking your life because most of these jobs require you to work at the job site. Whilst not paying you shit, wanting you to risk your life, your family's life, your friends, your community members, other co-workers, they don't give a damn. The customers, they don't give a damn. Spend your money, give me your money, give me your money, give me your money. They don't care. It's just wild. It's absolutely wild. Overfishing and water pollution is a huge problem. Yes, Alan, you and Lacker just talked about that. You ain't lying. Josh, we need a planet reboot. It's humans there so destructive, bruh. We are destructive. I agree. We are. It don't make no sense. It just don't. Like, why destroy the only place that we have? You know, and why hurt everybody in the process? What is that? You know, what's really going on? It don't make no sense. Trying to read y'all comments. I heard the new Resident Evil is subliminal towards the pandemic. More than likely, I've noticed a lot of these movies. Shout out to you for real. I noticed a lot of these movies are doing the same thing. You know, where it's like the movie is literally real life. You know what I mean? Like the whole, oh, when are we getting a new Black Mirror season? And it's like, well, you're actually living in it, and you've been living in it for like the past 2 seasons. Like, it's really bad, and this is real life. It's wild. Oh man, for real. Josh, a new movie came out with Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence called Don't Look Up on Netflix. That's exactly how people will behave in real life if our world is on the brink of extinction. I need to watch it. I was watching a little bit of it this past weekend, but it was the holidays, so I already don't really watch stuff as it is, but I want to watch it because I keep hearing people talk about it, and I'm like, I want to force myself to sit down and watch it. That's sad, and that's gas is expensive. Like I said, it's just now $2.87 in my area, but like when I go up into the actual city, it's $3.09 a gallon. And then that's just where I'm at. People are still paying $4 or $5 a gallon. And again, if your minimum wage is $7.25 an hour, and you gotta drive 10 miles to work, or you need 3 gallons of gas, but you only make $7.25 an hour or $7.40 an hour. Again, you working. You working. You feel me? You can't. $20 in the tank ain't cutting it. Not when it's $4 and $5 a gallon. You know, where the gas money. People will act like they don't care if the world were to end. You, for real. Alan Lewis, the Netflix documentary called Seaspiracy talks about environment impact on overfishing. Yes. And it's like, why do we have to overconsume 24/7? It's like, it's too much. It's always too much. Always to the extreme with everything, and it don't have to be that way. Can't wait to see what the government does when we run out of fossil fuels for gas. Tokyo G, yes. And that's what I'm saying. It's like fossil fuels. This isn't renewable. You know, we can't. It's not infinite. Like once it's gone, it's gone, and it's like they don't care. You know, they simply don't care because it's all about the money. They don't care that they are destroying the world and they are destroying the planet and the lives and the environment. They don't give a damn. And then we all are literally sitting up here like, okay, well, can you send us masks? We might. Actually, we don't know. Well, actually, wait a minute. Well, maybe, blah, blah, blah. Well, can we, and what about the universal basic income? What about the $2,000 a month retroactive payments back to March of 2020 that they also promised us? What about the student loan forgiveness? What about the universal health care? What about expanding Medicare? Medicaid? What about a lot of things? You know? So many things. And people are suffering and going without, and everything is just. What about the infrastructure? What about the environment? You know, what about the animals? What about the water, the air quality? What about all of these things? Dikemi, they said they raised the rent by $500 in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I'm glad I didn't move over there from Shreveport. It's wild. And then what gets me is they'll just raise, everything will be raised, but yet there's no logic. If you're going to raise everything, wouldn't you also raise, I don't know, our wages? Like, what the hell? Who is supposed to be buying this shit? It's insane. And it's just like, it's absolutely insane. I don't know what, you know, I don't get it. You would think common sense would be, okay, we raise it, you know, we want $1,500 a buck, gas is $4 a gallon, a bag of apples is $30, you know, a rapid COVID test is $70. You know what? $30 an hour. You feel me? But it's like, no. And then they want to complain when people aren't being consumers. Oh, you're not buying enough. Oh, we didn't have the sales that we wanted for Black Friday. Oh, we didn't have the sales that we wanted for this retail holiday season. Number one, globally, we've lost over 4 or 5 million people. People have died. Number two, prices are like up here. Up here. Prices are up here. Wages are down here. You know, they're literally in hell. Wages are in hell. Or maybe we're in hell. You know, because I really am starting to believe, like, looking at how crazy this stuff is, it's like, what is this? This is hell on earth. That's what it is. And we've been living in it. We've been living in it. We just been living in it. And then everybody is just like, our elected officials are like, I don't know why you all are complaining. And if you don't vote for us, we're really not going to do anything for you. You already aren't doing enough for us. It's insane. Out of control. Alan Lewis, I've been seeing electric cars will be replacing gas cars, and I've also seen robots and AI is coming, which will impact jobs in everyday lives. That's why I feel like we need universal basic income. You feel me? I think everyone, in my opinion, granted, it would have to be under a certain income level, but in my opinion, if you make less than $100,000 a year, $2,000 a month should be everybody's basic income. And that's not to say that you still can't work or have another job or have a side hustle, but I think at the bare damn minimum, which we shouldn't want shit to be at the bare minimum, we should want a quality standard of living for everyone, in my opinion. But I think $2,000. Hello, they literally, and I'm gonna have information in the description box below, but they literally said, oh yeah, we'll do $2,000. We're gonna try to do $2,000 a month retroactive payments back to March of 2020. And what people don't understand is everyone's like, the government isn't gonna pay for us, and they shouldn't have to pay for us. Yet, when you look at other countries where people were getting damn near $7,000 a month for their families a month during the pandemic, because the country gave a damn about its citizens. And don't get me wrong, every country has its problems. It ain't all roses over there. And then again, roses smell like boo-boo anyway. So it's like, do you want your country to smell like shit? Well, whatever. Maybe you do. And well, in our cases, it does. It's crazy here. I feel bad for people who work at Amazon because the CEO doesn't care having people overworked. Exactly. Overworked. And that's another thing. As much money as he's making, he's damn near a trillionaire. Everybody at Amazon should be making $30 an hour. It don't make sense. You making all this money and you can't pay people at least $30 an hour? Come on. And then people overwork. And then you got people that's been working 7 days a week for the past 12 weeks, the past 3 months, 7 days a week, 8, 10, 12, 16-hour, 18-hour shifts. And then everybody's like, oh, but they making money, and they spreading the virus, and they're tired, they're not available for their children, they don't have time for themselves, they're dying, they're working themselves to death, and everybody thinks that's okay. Not everybody, but some people think that that's okay, and in my opinion, that's not okay. I agree, Alan. It's ridiculous. Information in the description box below. And we're already over an hour, so I'm gonna, cut this. Let's see. Yeah, it's about to be 12 o'clock. I'm about to cut this short soon. Literally, it's 11:56, y'all. It's about to be New Year's Eve. It's a New Year's Eve in other places already, or will be, different time zones. I'm in the Eastern Standard Time Zone. EST. So I'm about to cut this soon. Let's see. Tokyo G, I suggest everyone rewatch The Simpsons. And that's what's wild. There are so many episodes where it's like, wait, So you said this in 2000. Oh, okay. Oh, actually in 1993 in this episode. Like, what the hell? It's crazy. That's wild. The berry fusion wrap is now $1.50. Fusion. I didn't watch the new Matrix 4, but I think it's predictive programming too. Jaws, I work at one of the Amazon delivery station in Georgia. They be killing us, sending you love. And I want to say this to everybody that's a worker, that's a laborer, that's helping others. Thank you. Because y'all, Amazon, FedEx, UPS, USPS, there's all kinds of different delivery services, but everybody working at the fast foods, working at the restaurants, the social workers, the teachers, the nurses, the janitors, everyone. We make the world go round. Our labor, our skills, our talents, our work, our time, our energy, our money, our taxes. We make the world go round. And it's time that we get some respect up in here. We shouldn't have to be living check to check. People shouldn't have to be going without food. People shouldn't have to be homeless. People shouldn't have to be suffering. And not only in the USA, but around the world, globally, in all the other countries. We shouldn't be living like this. Not in my opinion. Not in my opinion. Not from my perspective. Things could be so much better. But Jaws, be careful. All of you, be careful out there. Sending y'all love. If you can, please consider wearing or getting N95, KN95 mask. Information will be in the description box below. If you can, if you want to, please consider getting vaccinated and or wearing a mask, the proper mask, and or getting tested on a weekly basis at this day and age. But I'm going to say this as I leave off. I personally think that the USA government needs to be sending everybody free tests, rapid and PCR tests. There should be more vaccine clinics and testing clinics. There should be universal basic income, aka stimulus checks. Them stimulus checks should be every month or every other month. They should be more often. We need living wages. We need universal health care. We need so much, and people deserve it. Again, your tax dollars, your money, your time, your labor, your energy, your skills. We, the people, across this country and across the world, we make the world go round. And it's ridiculous how we are being treated. That's what I'm going to leave it off on as. And I'm just saying, you know how they say Happy New Year's and all that. And it's like in the times that we're living in, I can't personally say Happy New Year's. So I'm going to say Safe New Year's. Liberated New Year's. Safe New Year's, liberated New Year's. That's what I'm going to say. And just try to be careful, and try to look out for yourself, but also try to look out for others if you can, if you have the capacity to do so.